If you've ever wanted to learn more about machine embroidery but don't really know where to start, this video is for you. I'm going to share with you why I chose to do custom machine embroidery as my side hustle, even though as the title says that it wasn't easy. In fact, it was honestly pretty tricky. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Juice channel. Now you might be wondering, why pick something hard when there are easier side hustles out there? Well, for me, the answer was pretty straightforward and simple, but slightly unconventional. It was honestly because I didn't actually know how tricky it was going to be when I decided to start. Instead, I leaned on what I knew, which was bringing people's visions, ideas, and special moments into wearable art. But as time grew on in this journey, I had the blessing of achieving creative satisfaction, as well as seeing a lot of growth potential that made this decision 100% worth it. Let's dive into what it's really like to work in machine embroidery, the challenges I faced, and why I'm still loving it. So let's start with a little bit of a background. If you've been watching some of my prior videos, you would have known that I came from a background in architecture. So I already have that advantage of being able to pick up software easily due to my experience in university. Prior to this, I've also been drawn to a variety of different creative hobbies, things like photography, video editing, graphic design, even logo design. You name it, I've probably dabbled into it at some point. For my business, I am fairly known for my line illustrations, whether it be of pets, people, or just special moments in general. The main reason I started doing line art in the first place was because back in around 2019, a good friend of mine, her name's Michelle, also known as Paper Visuals here on YouTube but also on all other social media platforms. You should check her out, she makes pretty cool stuff. And she asked me if I would create a simple line art drawing of her for her architectural portfolio back then. This was for university. At the time, I've never really drawn anything like the stuff that you're seeing now, but I had some spare time and I just thought, yeah, why not? Let's do it. Here's what my very first piece of line art looked like. Very rusty, I know, but hey, you gotta start somewhere. After that experience, I thought maybe other people would be interested in it as well. So I posted a story on Instagram and asked if anyone would be keen to have their portraits drawn up for free. And surprisingly, there was actually a decent market for that. So I saw potential in this personalization space and slowly ventured into drawing family portraits, pets, couples, and have all of these art pieces sent digitally or have them framed up as gifts. Now this was all generally fun at first, but after a while I started to feel a little bit stuck. I felt like the art that I was doing deserved to be put on something much more meaningful rather than just being a digital file on your phone, no shade on NFTs, or a forgotten frame in a corner of your room. So that's where good friend number 2 came into the picture. His name is Marcus, and I remember clearly where he sent me a TikTok of someone doing machine embroidery and said to me, "Bro, you need to do this. This is basically meant for you." And that was my first time hearing about this whole space, and I was like, oh my god, is this magic? My mind instantly clicked, and I knew that this was the breakthrough that I needed. So I go around scouting second-hand embroidery machines because you know your boy was broke, still in university, and they didn't have many savings. But one day as I was looking through Facebook Marketplace and I stumbled upon this listing for a Brother Innovis 800E at a very bargain price, I would say, because it came with a whole set of thread and a bunch of hoops and a lot of stabilizer, as the previous owner specialized in hand embroidery and decided to let the machine go because she just couldn't commit to the steep learning curve. And without second thought, I said yes and purchased the machine. The owner was even kind enough to hand deliver it to me on the same day. So in a matter of hours, and I'm not exaggerating this at all, I found the listing, bought the machine, and just had it sitting in my living room. And the rest was history. Now let me reiterate. Machine embroidery is definitely not an easy side hustle. Unlike some side gigs where you just set up shop and just let it do its own thing passively, machine embroidery requires you to learn about how to use the equipment itself, understanding the design software, and even troubleshooting so many issues. But I stuck to it because 1, I can't back out now, I've committed, and 2, again, I wanted a side hustle that would challenge me creatively, but also give me the chance to make truly one-of-a-kind, memorable pieces. Plus, the idea of turning a unique skill into income was very fascinating to me. I knew that if I could learn the ropes, there would be a lot of opportunities for growth. Now let's talk about the challenges about machine embroidery. The first challenge I would say is that using the embroidery machine itself, it's not as simple as pressing a button, or so I thought when I started. These machines, in my case, I gave my machine a name. He's called Bob. I've mentioned him a few times. Bob's right there. Bob can be quite temperamental. Actually no, Benson's worse, and every machine has its own unique quirks. For example, understanding tension settings, different types of stabilizers, and threading can take a lot of trial and error. It took me quite a bit of practice to feel actually comfortable, but I think honestly the learning process made it so much more rewarding. The second challenge was the design software. Machine embroidery requires you to digitize your own designs, and that means using specialized software. Learning to edit or create pieces that fit specific projects took quite a bit of time. So sometimes I would spend hours just trying to get the design right, digitizing it, test embroidering, didn't turn out the way I wanted, go back to digitizing, fixing the problems, retest it again, problems again, and then the process keeps going at the start until I'm quite comfortable right now to know what works and what don't. It's again a learning curve, but once you get the hang of it, once you put in a lot of practice, it opens up so many possibilities. Challenge 3 was finding the right materials, and let me tell you, they matter. Not all threads, fabrics, and stabilizers are created equal. I learned this the hard way with a few failed projects, and high quality supplies really make a huge difference in the final look and the durability of the product, but they're also an investment. This part isn't easy, but it's quite essential if you want to create a professional product. And the last challenge is of course time. Machine embroidery is not a quick process. Even small designs can take a while to stitch. And you need to constantly keep an eye on the machine so that you can make sure that everything is running smoothly. If something goes wrong halfway through, you sometimes have to start over because the machine might actually ruin the fabric that you're embroidering on. That happened to me quite a few times, and it was quite heartbreaking, especially when it was almost done and then something happened. Ugh. PTSD! It takes patience, but from personal experience, it's worth it when you see the final product. So with all these challenges, you might wonder, why is it worth it? Well, for me, the answer is simple. The satisfaction of being able to bring someone's vision to reality, that is my purpose in life. And this entire business model just aligns with everything that I stand for. So seeing a design come to life on fabric is honestly one of the best feelings ever. And it's an even better feeling when the people that you created it for love it as much as you did. There's also, I feel, a high demand for custom and personalized products. People will always want one-of-a-kind items, whether it's personalized gifts, custom t-shirts, unique decor. Knowing there's a real market for what I create really makes it so much more worthwhile. I've had different clients come up to me to embroider on different things, like custom patches, caps, and even recently a handkerchief. But because I have an embroidery machine, I am in control. I can literally embroider on anything and almost everything. I would like to embroider on shoes, but I don't think I have the extension just yet. Maybe one day. And lastly, I see potential for growth. I started out making simple designs back in 2022, but as I got more comfortable, I've been able to experiment and even start taking orders. As mentioned in the previous video, I've been focusing a lot on B2C, so business to client, for the past 2 years, and now I'm ready to venture into the B2B, so I'm experiencing that growth as we speak. The fact that I could eventually turn this into something bigger, maybe even a full-time business, who knows, it's just really super motivating. Now, if you're thinking about getting into machine embroidery, here are a few tips. First of all, don't rush into expensive equipment. Get good quality materials, but don't rush into getting a high quality machine just yet, because I want you to start with a basic machine that actually gets the job done. I would highly recommend getting a single needle embroidery machine like the Brother PE800 and try it out before committing to a multi-needle machine. That's what I did, so I started with Bob and now I'm with Benson. Second of all, take your time to learn the software. There is a free digitizing software called Inkscape, which was again what I started because Google recommended it to me. And when I started using it, I just learned about the basics of digitization, understanding spaces between each thread, understanding tension, understanding the differences between a filled stitch and a satin stitch. And then after I made enough money, I invested that back into getting Hatch 3, which is still my daily driver today. It's honestly a really good software. Not sponsored, but hey, Hatch, if you're listening, hook me up. There are also a lot of free resources and online tutorials out there that can help you kickstart your custom embroidery journey as well. And lastly, just practice. Just a lot of practice. Like anything else, the more you do it, the more confident and better you become at it. Alright guys, and these are the reasons why I chose to do custom machine embroidery as my side hustle, despite all of the challenges. It's not easy, but it's creative, rewarding, and has a lot of potential. So if you're okay with a bit of a learning curve and love making unique things, it might be the perfect side hustle for you too. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn notifications on. Let me know in the comments if you're considering machine embroidery, and I would love to help out any way that I can. I will be responding to every comment, and I will make sure that I'll be able to share my expertise and hopefully some advice for you. So don't be shy. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.